I like to call it nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory. And for someone who's dealing with inflammation of the brain that causes all these symptoms, reducing inflammation in my brain was the key to starting that healing journey. By taking CBD, I was able to actually reduce the inflammation, introduce a product that was healing and rejuvenating for my mind and my body, that gave me the relief from stress and something that I could do legally and use it however I need. Identifying the benefits of CBD changed my life, and that's what makes me so passionate about it today. I'm Ethan Pompeo. I'm founder and CEO of Green Valley Nutrition. We're a CBD company, but we're focused on lifestyle change. I live here in Charlottesville. It's a great place to raise a family. I have a beautiful wife and 3 little girls, 1, 2, and 3-year-old daughters. So my hands are full in addition to running this business, but none of that would have been possible without having some relief from the symptoms that I faced. Throughout my childhood, I was very healthy. I was athletic. I was involved in the community. I was in Boy Scouts, played baseball. I loved fishing with my friends and my dad. And then when I was 13, things changed. I started having these tics and these repetitive movements. I would have to pick up my pen and put it down and pick it up over and over again until I got it quote unquote just right. We went to our physician who recommended a specialist who basically misdiagnosed me with Tourette Syndrome. They said, hey, you have Tourette's. We don't really know what causes it or how to treat it, but here's a medication. Let's see if it works. So that was kind of my introduction into conventional medicine and really being treated as something of a science experiment. Over the course of the next 5 years of my life, I probably tried 40 different drugs to help. The side effects of all these medications outweighed the benefits that I may have seen, and it was just not a high quality of life for me at all. I was eventually diagnosed with PANDAS. It's pediatric autoimmune neurological disorders associated with strep. To put it in simpler terms, I had a strep throat infection that triggered an unusual autoimmune response and caused encephalitis or brain inflammation that wreaked havoc on my body. All kinds of neurological symptoms, from OCD to anxiety to motor tics and stress, just dominated my life and really put me into a cycle of anxiety and depression that I was struggling with for the formative years of my life. I got fed up and said, this isn't working. I need to find something that works for me and fits my lifestyle and actually helps me to be functional again. Growing up in Charlottesville, for those of you who don't know, this is more of a crunchy area. We're a college town in the mountains, and there's a lot of cannabis products in this area. So naturally, being a high schooler looking for some relief, I was introduced to cannabis. I started smoking, and instantly I noticed that it helped reduce my tics. It helped reduce my anxiety and helped me to just relax. Instant relief. The problem was, this was 10 years ago when marijuana was still illegal in Virginia. Being high all the time is not a good mental state for a young person. So some might consider my first use with cannabis as recreational. But if you look at what was really going on, I was looking to use this medicinally, but I didn't necessarily know how at the time. I knew that cannabis was helping me, and I experienced a lot of judgment associated with that. When you see a young person struggling and looking to what many people consider to be drugs, it can be heartbreaking. But looking back at where I was, I know I can see now that I was really honestly searching for that medicinal value. After graduation, I wanted to immerse myself into sustainable agriculture. So I took a job working with Colorado's oldest organic farm, and I just learned so much about that lifestyle, living off the land, eating farm fresh produce. I was working outside in the sun, getting exercise every day, and I quickly realized that that lifestyle was more suited towards what I was looking for in order to improve my health. But the farmer's cousin owned a 300-acre hemp farm just down the road. I had never heard of CBD until this point. I was still using marijuana as medicinally as I could. So when the farmer told me about hemp and that they were cultivating this crop for CBD, I was fascinated. I toured the farm and was amazed at what I found. Just by doing my own experimentation and trying different CBD products, I realized that this was the relief I was looking for. I remember the first time I ever tried CBD, within minutes, I felt the anxiety melting away and giving me some relief so that I could take a step back, refocus, take a deep breath, and just move on with my life. You can't put a price on that kind of medicine. There's really no long-term health consequences or side effects associated with CBD, except for maybe drowsiness, which helped with my sleep. So I started using CBD regularly as part of my daily wellness routine. THC has its medicinal benefits, but for me, it was actually the CBD that made the biggest difference in my life. And by choosing a CBD product that is completely free of THC, which is a product that's safe for children, safe for pets, safe for anyone being drug screened for work to enjoy without risking losing their job, there's options for everyone depending on what you're looking for. 70% of all medicines come from plants, so we shouldn't really be surprised when people start using cannabis medicinally. It's a legitimate thing. CBD was like the catalyst for my lifestyle change, because quite honestly, I don't know if I would have been capable of making these diet, exercise, lifestyle changes if I didn't have a little bit of relief to begin with. Being caught in that cycle of anxiety is very debilitating. CBD for me gave me the relief I needed to take a step back, take a deep breath, refocus, and say, hey, these are the changes I'm going to make, and I'm going to do it now. Cannabis gave me the relief I needed to make extremely important lifestyle changes that have helped me to become functional again and to live a really awesome, high quality of life.
Learn more about cannabis and begin your medical cannabis journey at leafwell.com.